Okay, camera's working. I'm working. Apollo's working. Mike's working. Hi, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Yeah. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Apollo, you're all tied up. Come on. You're all tied up. There we go. Yeah, hi everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight. All of the things that are good for you. Hi. We're up here at the Arvada, Arvada Broomfield Golden hike that we've been on a number of times. This is the long one. And I just thought we'd go up here. I don't know if we're going to do the full circuit, but I needed to try to catch up on responding to comments. And so this is usually the walk that gets me to do a lot of comments because it's so long. It's about 7 miles. Usually takes us about 3 hours to get around. So I figured we'll try to do as much of it as we can. I don't know of a shortcut to like cut it short. Like kind of once you're going, you're going. So we'll see. I have the wherewithal to do the entire thing in order to get through comments because I feel like I keep falling behind. So here we are. I'm trying to get Apollo to go potty, so we might have a potty break here in a second. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. We had a lazy day today, which was nice because the past few days, today's Sunday the 6th of July, I believe. Yeah, no, Saturday the 6th of July. And so we've just been going all week, it feels like. And so today we finally had a lazy day. Woke up fairly late, just cuddled my boy, and then I did laundry, you know, the things. My HelloFresh came in because I forgot to skip this week. So that came in, and I unboxed that, got all that set up. I had some leftovers for lunch at home, and really just, and I've been working on it. I think it just finally went up, but I was putting together and editing the last vlog that you saw, where we were just walking around the dog park, and then I have another one that'll be going up after that, before this, after that. Where we were just walking around Golden. It was like the nighttime walk that I did. So was just working on prepping all those, and that last one I finally just set up for processing, and I was like, okay, it's time to go. It's cooled off a little bit. It's about what is it? It's almost 7 o'clock already. So yeah, but you know, long days at here at the long days here of summer. I don't know what I was trying to say. You know what we might do is we might go this way around the lake rather than the super long way, and we'll go around the lake. We'll get spit out where we normally end the hike, and I'll just walk. We'll kind of do it backwards, and then if I need to turn around, I can. That'll be a little bit easier than the normal way we go. This way. But we're responding to comments. I'm going to give you a quick life update. I'm going to try not to extend it too long because I feel like I keep eating into my time by just chatting your ear off without the comments. So, yeah, since the last time we spoke, which was just, I think, a few days ago, I think. I don't remember when I filmed that last one. But, yeah, things are going well. I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off of work, then today, and then I have Sunday. Didn't really do much. I filmed a Whippin' Jam on the 4th of July, which you have already seen most likely, and did that. And once I filmed that yesterday, so I got home on 4th of July, went and hung out with my buddy Alex, just trying to, you know, reconnect, spend time together, just kind of catch up. So we went and got pizza together, took the dogs for a walk, and then just hung out for a little bit. And then he was like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, oh, I don't really have too many plans. So that was Friday, yesterday. It's like, I don't have too many plans. I was hoping to take Apollo on a longer walk. He's like, okay, well, let me know. And I was like, okay, well, I need to record and edit a video for an event, a diamond painting event I'm doing called Summer with the Masters. And I kind of told him about it. See, this is what I don't like about people with fireworks, is they just leave them here. Come on, let's go take this back. There's a little shortcut right here. So yeah, I was like, I'm happy to hang out with you, but I need to, in the morning, get this Summer with the Masters video edited, because I'd like to get it done. I don't want to be scrambling on Saturday trying to get it done. And so he was like, okay, well, just text me when you're all done with everything, and we can hang out. I was like, okay, cool. So I woke up yesterday morning and started working on it, and I guess I don't think I forgot. I just was not thinking properly about how long it took me to edit and put together the Muka one. So I started working on that at like 9, and I didn't finish until like 2 o'clock, because I still needed to finish writing my script, just add some more details and stuff. There was one little bit of one other documentary I wanted to watch, and then I had to finish writing out my script. Oh, potty break. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry, just had to throw his poop bag away and that firework that I found. Should have brought a bag with me, that way if I find more of those I can collect them. But anyway, so yeah, I needed to finish writing a few more details for my script, and then I needed to do the actual recording of the script, my voiceover, which I don't ever do in one take, because I say something weird or mispronounce something or get tripped up, so that usually takes a minute to edit all that and get the right takes, So I just record it in one old long audio clip. If she's going that way with her dogs, I don't want them to. We're gonna go our regular route. Just trying to avoid people. So yeah, I record it in one long audio clip, but if I'm like, oh, didn't say that right, hold on, I just go and go and go until I get it right. Then I upload that clip, and then I have to go through and chop up all of the paragraphs and chop out all the bad takes and stuff. And then that allows me to kind of drag them around, so I can put gaps in between the paragraphs to show off a picture or a little bit of audio. So it's just little snippets of me talking. So I did that, and then I decided that I wanted to put in the background a black and white video of me going on a hike the 4th of July hike that I did with Apollo. I was like, that'll be cool. I'll put it in black and white with kind of like a old-timey filter on it, and I thought that would look kind of cool in the background, because we're talking about western mountains and stuff, and then we're hiking through them. So I did that, but those clips, my vlog clips, like this one that we're filming right now, they are really big files, so that took a while to process. And then I was cutting out, I didn't get them all, because I just, for the sake of time, but I tried to cut out any time I was pulling up my phone as much as I could. That way, I was like, okay, we're talking about Old Masters and Old West, and then I've got a cell phone out, so I was like, let me try to clip out at least a few of them. There's some towards the middle and the end that I didn't clip out because I wanted people to see the scenery, so I left them in. But I tried to get most of them out. So I was like, so I'm editing the audio, and then, or the voiceover, then I'm, and the script, and the research that I did, and then pulling all of the artwork down from Thomas Moran and trying to match it to what I was talking about in the video takes some time. And then the last piece, once I'm all done with all of that and, you know, inserting the clip of the winner and all of that stuff, once that's all done, then I have to overlay or underlay the background music. So I'm going through and downloading all the music and listening to clips of it to make sure that it was of the right genre and sounded nice and kind of matched with the vibe that I was going for, and then adjusting the audio on that so it's not overpowering the spoken word. So it's just the editing took a few hours longer than I thought it would. I don't know why I thought I could just throw that together, because I told Alex, I was like, oh, you know, I'll wake up at like 8 or 9 and be out of the house by 10 or 11. He's like, okay. I didn't get done till like 2. So, but anyway, I called him when I was all done. I was like, I am so sorry. He's like, that's okay. I was just doing housework and just doing some, you know, working on the house stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up going over to his place and we took the dogs for a walk, a pretty long walk, just around the neighborhood. And then we went to a new Indian restaurant that opened up in Golden. It's called India's Best. And it was really good, and it's really affordable too, compared to some of the other places that are in town. So we went there, and they had a grand opening 20% off deal, so it was actually it was really affordable dinner. So we got that, went back to the house, took the dogs for another walk, and then we just kind of hung out and watched a couple YouTube videos, some historical YouTube videos, and then I came home and diamond painted a little bit, and that was that. So I got my Summer with the Masters video all done and uploaded. It's ready to go for tomorrow at the time of filming this, but you'll have already seen it. I hope you liked it. It was a lot of fun. They're a decent amount of work to put together from an editing standpoint and like a research and prep standpoint, but they're a lot of fun. I was planning on doing like I'm gonna go to the Denver Art Museum again and do some Western art stuff or Western artwork stuff there, but I just didn't have time. But I really like these little artist spotlights because I learn a lot when I'm doing the research and putting together the script and everything. So if I get the opportunity to do Summer with the Masters again next year, I'll probably do the same thing, just pick another couple of artists. I'd like to pick artists from different regions. So I'd love to do old masters artwork from Japan and maybe like India or something like that. The only thing I was thinking about it and I was like, I'm gonna have to be pronouncing a lot of probably like Japanese words and I don't want to mess it up or potentially offend anyone with my pronunciations and stuff. And I'm like, maybe I could get a friend that speaks Japanese to read some of the script for me. So I'm just kind of pondering those ideas if I get to do these again, but they're a lot of fun. I hope you like them. Just trying to do something a little bit different. So yeah, I enjoyed my Thomas Moran one. There's a lot to his story that I couldn't get into in such a shallow dive, and especially since I was just focusing on his artwork. But if we want to talk about, you know, the like the expansion of, you know, white settlers into Western America and some of the travesties that occurred during that time, that's a whole separate topic, and I almost wanted to dive into it and put a spotlight on Native American artwork of the time too, but I was like, okay, we're gonna end up going down all these different rabbit holes. I just kind of want to focus on Thomas Moran as an artist, even though that's kind of a Hollywood, you know, it's more of a polished view of artwork of the time and what was happening in the time, and there was so much hardship that happened along with, you know, alongside him traveling as an artist in that same time. But I just didn't know if I could cover all of that, and I was worried I wouldn't do it justice because I'm no expert. So I kind of just kept it pretty simple and just focused on Thomas Moran as an artist. So I hope you liked it. Um, maybe next year, maybe I'll pick a Native American artist, or just talk about the topic in general, just to kind of balance that out. But it was hard to feel like I was skirting around those heavier topics about American history. But I hope I did okay for what I did, you know what I mean? So, what else? We'll quickly talk about diamond painting as far as what I'm working on. Kitted Up Not Started is Inner Garden and Whips. I have A Question of Reality, which I just started on my second row. We have Spring from Distracted by Diamonds. No real progress. I finished my first section, and it's looking pretty good. I can't really tell at this early stage, but drill quality is much nicer, that's for sure. There are a couple symbols that are a little blurry on the printing, but drill quality is much better than it was on Primrose, so I'm happy so far. And the rendering seems okay. Like I said, I can't really tell with just one section done, so. But the skin tone, at least on the printed canvas, looks good. So we'll see what it looks like when I get to it. And then my custom of Apollo from Jaded Gem Shop, no progress. What else? Then I have, I have Inspiration Peak from Eau Claire Studio. That's the one I've had the most progress on. I'd say I'm already about halfway done with that kit. I've just been more inclined to work on it over the past few days, and I've really been cranking through it. There's a decent amount of color blocking in it, and it's round and it's Diamond Art Club, so the drills are great, so I've just been knocking that out. So I've made the most progress on that. And then my cross stitch conversion, no progress there. So those are my 5 whips, and then my 1 Kitted Up Not Started. So yeah, I'm looking at potentially, let me get to the top of this hill and then we'll keep talking. Hold on. Okay, we're at the top. It's actually not that difficult of a hill if you're not talking. I'm like trying to catch my breath while rambling on. I'm just like, okay, give us a break. You've seen this view before, but I love it every time I come up here, just like the kind of rolling hills and the foothills and a little lake right here, reservoir, and then there's that other one that we were just at, and just beautiful. I love it. Very prairie, rolling hills, and I love how you can see the path that we're walking on just kind of rolls along the hill. It's very peaceful up here. I'm considering letting Apollo off because there's really nobody up here. But technically I'm not supposed to. Come on. Let's see if we see anyone coming up, and then I'll make my call. But anyway, so yeah, I said that I didn't have any plans to kit up anything. At the time of filming this, Medi from Jaded Gem Shop in Alphonse Mucha, which I'll be doing for Mucha Mania, came in. So I'll be filming that unboxing next week sometime. And that'll go up sometime in August. And I'll be kitting that up for sure. But I've got so many storage containers right now that are empty because I just haven't really been kitting up anything new. At least not as much as I used to. So I'm getting the kit up bug pretty hard right now, and I'm like, ooh, I could kit up that, I could do that. I could kit up Lotus Koi Fish Part 2. There's just some projects that I could get kitted up, but I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them. Maybe tomorrow. I don't really have too many plans for tomorrow. Alex said that he might want to go on a hike, but we'll see. So I might just hang out around the house and clean and kit up stuff for fun. Yeah, there's just a couple that I'd like to get going on. All Is Vanity is one. because my mom wants that. So that's a gift kit that I should probably get going on. Medi, and then maybe like 1 or 2 more I could kit up. Be nice to do a small kit, get a small kit, because everything that I have right now is big. But yeah, so that's kind of everything for diamond painting. That Summer with the Masters video for Thomas Moran was my last one. So that's all done. I just need to talk to Katie about a finale video, which I think will happen at the beginning of August. Last year we went live. I don't know if we want to do that again this year, or if we want to pre-record something. I'll have to talk to her about it, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, let's get into these comments. I want to try to get caught up. I just love it up here. I could just sit and hang out. Okay. I'm scrolling. Okay. And we might have some, this was my favorite video of yours, Anthony, comments that I haven't heart and liked, but I will heart and like them as we go. So just keep that in mind. But going back to my vlog, episode 116, my experience at Coaster Mania. Tracy Cruz said, "I'm so glad you enjoyed your trip. It sounded like so much fun. What t-shirt did you end up getting?" So I ended up forgetting. I got so distracted with like all the other stuff I was doing that day and like trying to like get in as many rides as I could before I left on that last day. So I just like cranked out all as many rides as I could. And I was like, okay, it's time to leave. I'm sore, I'm tired. Let's get in the car, let's go. So I got like all the way out to the car, started driving away, and I was like, oh no, my t-shirt. But I was already in the car. I was like, we'll do it next year, I guess. So I didn't get one, but I do have my Coaster Mania pin, my poster, and then I saved all of my little wristbands and like all the little things I was wearing, like my drink bands and stuff. So I think I'm gonna make a like shadow box kind of thing and to frame and put the poster in there with all of my goodies. So yeah, I have plenty of mementos, but I forgot the t-shirt. It also was like raining off and on that last day, so I was just like, I don't know, I just got distracted. But I should have gotten a t-shirt. I even went into a couple shops and looked at, and I got some stickers from a couple of my favorite rides. So I have those too. I need to put them on my water bottle. But yeah, I went into a couple shops and was like, I'm not sold. And they weren't expensive. I think I said in the video, they're probably like $60. They're like $20 for a t-shirt. So I could have snagged even a couple and I just forgot. But next time. Thank you for the comment. And then Madeline KG says, "I'm glad you enjoyed your time at Cedar Point. I have been there several times growing up, as I live in Ohio in the Toledo area. One summer I worked and lived up at the park." Oh, wow. That was a long time ago, before you were even born, I assume. I even had fun working there as a ride hostess. Oh, that's awesome. I will tell you, most people who go are just there to have a good time. Sounds like most of the roller coaster enthusiasts that were there with you were there to brag to people about how many roller coasters they'd been on, rather than to enjoy the experience and be in the moment. Don't ever let them discourage you. I think the next time coming with someone else to ride with is a great idea. You have done the hit as many rides as possible, so not a bad idea to go a little slower next time. Be you be you and enjoy. Yeah, that's definitely the plan. Alex said he's down to go. Dom and Brandon are down to go, so as long as I can plan it out right, I think I'll have at least 3 others with me next time. And yeah, we'll definitely not go as hard as I did this time, or I'll just let them set the pace, because if they want to knock out as many rides as possible, then I'll be there as the guide to be like, okay, let's go here, let's go over here, let's do this. But if they're more just, we just kind of want to explore and walk around and not be too crazy with it, then I'm fine with that, because I've done everything that I wanted to do. So yeah, I'll just follow their lead if they decide to go with me. It's quite windy. I'm hoping the mic is doing its job right now, but it is really windy. So my apologies if it's a little hard to hear me. It's really windy up in these hills. So, but yeah, thank you for the comment. And then my vlog, episode 115, Aurora Glow Queen says, it looks cozy and wooden, very nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think that was my vlog walking around. Yeah. Yes, it's definitely got some trees and stuff too. Like there's a lot of plant life. It's not just like all flat cement, which is awesome. And then going back to my vlog 116, Aurora Glow Queen goes on to say, the guy trying to land the joke in line was funny. Yes, it's you catch more bees with honey and not vinegar. Oh, that's right. I forgot what the saying was, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you for the comments. Come on. Are you gonna keep twisting me? Come on. Over here. Okay, let's go. He keeps getting behind me and then crossing and then making me spin. I'm like, stop doing that. There's another cyclist. Let's get over here. Come on. This way, big butt. Okay, we're just gonna stand right here while they go. And then Lisa says, so glad you enjoyed your time. I really enjoy seeing your experience. Thank you for taking us along. Poofed. The sad part is it seems jerks are becoming the majority in all areas of life. Yeah. We also have Kings Island in Ohio. At 52, my back can't take roller coasters anymore, but next year when you come, I'd love to take you out to lunch. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm planning on doing it again next year. So I will keep you posted on timing. It'll probably be pretty much the exact same time. They do it kind of that first weekend in June, at least for the past few years they have. So I'll keep you posted. I may have friends with me if that's okay. But yeah, I'd love to go to Kings Island. That's also on my list. I think that's also owned by Cedar Fair too. I'd love to go. And then going to my unboxing of Pride, Tori and Tilly says, wait, what do you do that this art is office appropriate? That's cool. Oh, I saw that comment when it came in originally a few weeks ago, and I totally wasn't even thinking that the lady in there is nude. So yeah, I probably won't be able to take that into the office. It didn't even register. Like, oh, she doesn't have any clothes on. So yeah, I probably will keep that at home. You're right. Thank you for mentioning that, because gosh, I don't know at what point I would have realized that unless I took it in the office and everyone's like, it's nice, but can you hang that up in here? So yeah, I'll have to keep that one at home. And then going to my unboxing of Rebreathe, Miller Time Mama says, very cool kit. Enjoyed the unboxing. Thank you. Now, of course, my nose is going to want to run. And then back to vlog episode 115. J. Pat says, glad you had a blast. The last time I was there, the Millennium Force was new, so you do the math. That was 24 years ago is when it opened for the first time. A lot looked new, a lot looked exactly the same. I used to love Raptor back then. Sorry you got Mayfield, Mayflied. Yeah, I went on the Raptor once. It just reminded me a lot of the one one of the few roller coasters we have here in Denver. Much better, was longer, smoother, had more twists and turns, but it's kind of the same style of roller coaster where your feet are dangling like that. So I enjoyed it, but I was like, I'll do it once to say I did it, but I wanted to focus on the roller coasters that I had always dreamt about riding, and some of the ones that we just don't have anything like it anywhere near here. But yeah, Raptor was fun. It was fun. They were all fun. There wasn't a single one that I was like, eh. The only one was maybe Corkscrew, because that thing hurt my back. But other than that and the little kids roller coasters, obviously, I just did those to do them. But everything else was very unique, a lot of fun. I loved it. So yeah, thanks for the comment. And then going way back to my video, This Is How We Do It, Enhancing Kits with Sparklers, featuring DP with Sparklers. Aurora Glow Queen has 2 comments. They say, I'm really liking the enhancement series. By the way, you should consider singing in the side, for real. No, I'm not that good. I like going to karaoke and stuff, but yeah, no. But thank you for saying that. And then Aurora Glow Queen goes on to say, I haven't heard of the Rainbow Sparklers event. Could you provide some information on this? I honestly, that video is, I think, 2 years old now, maybe 2.5 years old. It may have been some kind of event that DP with Sparklers was hosting at the time that I was mentioning. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. But if they're still doing it, my best suggestion would be to go and check out Tima, DP with Sparklers YouTube channel. She goes live, I think every Friday night. I think she still does that. But whatever that was, it's outdated information. I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, I don't even recall what that was. It must have been an event back then. That was like 2022, I think. So yeah, I don't have more information for you, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but follow Tima, and then there's also the DP with Sparklers Facebook group that might have some updated information on what's happening in 2024. So, but thank you. And then going back to my unboxing of Pride, Diane Urbina says, do you like Mooney Maid? Requested basic tray, etc. Companies can wrap canvas in paper, like some puzzle companies are doing. Pieces come in paper bags, biodegradable Ziploc bags. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, they should think about doing drills in like biodegradable bags or something. I talked about it in a previous vlog. It's actually processing right now at the house, so you'll have already seen it. But yeah, they should. I really think that there's an opportunity for using different materials. I think a lot of it comes down to is like, this is how the machine was made. There's only X amount of these machines that do this thing in China. And they're specifically made for this thing, and they're specifically made to do it with this type of material, like plastic. So I wish it was easy enough for them to just switch up everything, but that means making all new machinery, like the cost and effort. I just don't know if there's any shops that are willing to do that. And a lot of shops, they use a manufacturer that makes diamond paintings for a number of different shops and companies. They might make them for their own shop, so it's not just, you know, Jaded Gem Shop's kits that get made on these machines. So it's not like Jade could say, this is what I want you to do. It'd have to be like a universal effort. So unfortunately, I think a lot of this stuff is like, it was one and done. We built the machinery to do this thing, and that's it, you know? So unless there's like a drastic change craft-wide, and maybe that's driven by the consumers, I just don't see a lot of this stuff fundamentally changing like that. Like, okay, we're gonna start putting all of our drills in paper bags, and we're gonna start using recycled plastic to make our drills, and we're gonna start using recycled fabrics to make our canvases. Like, it would take a complete flip of the entire manufacturing for diamond paintings, like, globally. So I just don't know, but I agree. It would be nice to see those changes. Thank you for the comment. And then my kickoff for Summer with the Masters, Kathy Mant says, so excited, my first event. Yay, thank you for participating. Let me, I'm getting a sniffly nose because of this wind. Hold on. Okay, ugh. All right, going back to my unboxing of Pride. Max Pearl says, I'm new to this. What are the AB diamonds you mentioned? What are their significance? Yeah, I always feel bad because I respond to these comments and I don't think a lot of people realize I do. And so they might be expecting a typed response. So Max, I'm hoping that eventually you watch a vlog or you're able to get this information elsewhere. But yeah, ABs, AB stands for Aurora Borealis. So that's the first letter of each of those words, you know, the northern lights. And those drills are a special drill that's coated with like an iridescent film that they lay on top of those drills, and it's supposed to mimic the glow and iridescence of the northern lights. So it's just supposed to add a little bit of extra sparkle, extra shimmer to your canvas. So a lot of companies will include a few of those. They'll swap the color for a regular diamond drill and put an AB where they think it might need some highlighting or a little extra something. And now a lot of companies are doing even more with like putting glitter in the actual resin or dusting them with like a little like kind of mica covering. So there's like fairy dust and iridescent and glow in the dark. There's all these different kinds of diamonds that you can use as opposed to just the plain ones. So I hope that helps if you end up watching this. Thank you for the comment. And then going to my vlog episode 113, Kelly Queen says, hi Anthony, I kit up Jaded Gem kits like you do by organizing my drills, but I also use her inventory list that gives a drill count. Then I know if it says that colors have 6,000 drills, it's going to need a big container. 100 drills you can get away with a mini container. Yeah, that's really smart. I have all my containers are exactly the same size. I use the Art Dot storage containers and they come in those jars, and all the jars hold the exact same amount. So no matter what, I kit them all up the same. But yeah, if you're using like the Elizabeth Ward containers or those like Tic Tac containers that have different sizes, then that's really helpful to know how many drills in each DMC so you know which size to grab. So yeah, that's a really good tip, utilizing her legend in the drill counts. I kit up every drill all at once. So I know a lot of people will only fill up one container, and then if they have extra baggies, they set them aside until they run out in their storage. But I just kit everything up. So if there's a ton of 310 and I need 16 containers to do it, then I do it. I just put them all in there. And then as I empty one, I peel the sticker off of it, scoot everything down, consolidate, and then put it at the end as an empty one. So that's kind of how I do it, and I've always done it that way because I've always worried that I'm going to misplace one of those extra packets of drills. So I like to just have them all together, just in case. You never know. But yeah, thank you for the comment. Okay, going to my Whip and Jam episode 9, Miller Time Mama says, love the jams. I was placing at 2 times the speed to match the beat. Oh yay, I'm glad you liked it. It's kind of funny when you go onto the YouTube studio and you look at your analytics, you can see like it shows you when you click on your videos, it has a list of all of them and it shows you what percentage of likes your videos get. and I'd say like almost all of my videos get all thumbs up. Like very rarely do I get thumbs down. I got a few thumbs down on my parody video, but I usually get some thumbs down on my whippin' jams. Apparently there's some people that just don't like them, which is fine. It's not for everybody, but I find it funny that a few people go out of their way to be like, thumbs down, I don't like music. But I get it, you know, most people watch a video because they want to hear someone talk to keep them company, but I also listen to music when I'm diamond painting too from time to time. I know a lot of people do, so that's usually that's the kind of the reason for that. And I still try to put some kind of, how about some kind of something in the background, whether it be me and Apollo hiking or going on a walk, so that way when you do look up from your canvas, you know, whenever you decide to do that, there's still something to look at as opposed to like just straight up music. So I like it, so that's the reason I keep doing them. But yeah, I think my overall content has like, I think my positive reactions are like 99.2% likes or thumbs up overall on my entire channel, but there's 0.8% thumbs down, and a lot of them come from my whippin' jams. So I just think it's funny, but I'm not going to change anything if that 0.8% of people aren't into it. Yeah, it is what it is. I think there's more people that like them than dislike them. So, and you can always just, you know, skip it rather than thumbs downing it. But I mean, I think thumbs down still counts as engagement, meaning YouTube will still push your content out to more people that maybe haven't seen your channel before. It'll pop up in like the recommended videos or like up next. So even if it is a thumbs down, I think it still counts. I think it's supposed to be tied with the comment. So if anything, I would prefer people, if they don't like it, to put a thumbs down and say, I prefer not to just listen to music. Not, once again, not that that would change anything for what the content, you know, the content that I put up, but at least it would like push the content out to more people and help me out. So yeah, thank you for the comment. Then we have a few for my unboxing of Under the Stairs by Yume Art. Sherry Cottrell says, thanks for sharing, love this. Of course, thanks for watching. And Ginger Tate says, I love this piece, I've been waiting for restock for so long. I know, that one sells out. I think it's been restocked once on Diamond Art Club, maybe more than once, but I think at least once. And it sells out every single time, like really quickly. So that's a super duper popular kit. I hope you get to get your hands on it soon. And then Mia's Life with KFS says, it's a very cute image, not my style, but the artwork is still gorgeous. Yeah, I'd say like in the grand scheme of things, it's not 100% my style, you know, but it is very cute and I'll still enjoy working on it, you know. So yeah, I totally get that. And then Jolly Roger says, this is adorable. It would take me forever, literally, to do something this big with square drills. Any hints or tips? No matter what I try, my squares turn into diamonds. Everyone just says to keep at it, but it's no fun fussing with drills for an hour. Love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I get asked this a lot, like what my tips are for square drills. And I don't really have one too much. I think I've said it before, is I always say focus on centering the drill with the symbol that's printed as opposed to trying to like get them perfectly up next to each other. You may see teensy tiny little gaps here and there, but they're really not noticeable from a viewing distance as long as you're not creating like huge gaps. But I found that I have better luck focusing on centering my drill with the symbol than pushing it up against the other ones, because I think you can end up with a lot of bunching and then you get gapping on the back end. You know, if you're pushing 5 drills right up next to each other and kind of crunching them up against each other, at the end of those 5 you're gonna have you might be doing half of the printed symbol because they're too close together. So that's my only advice. I just don't have, I can't provide really solid tips because I didn't really run into too many issues when I started with square drills. I was able to kind of grasp it pretty quickly, and I didn't fuss with them too much. So I don't know. I'd probably end up in the camp of everybody else telling you to just keep at it, but that only is because I didn't find myself fussing too much when I first started. My first square drill was from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and I didn't really have any issues with it. And I single placed that entire kit. It was like a 60 by 120, and I single placed the whole thing. And yeah, I think that took me like 2 months to do. And I didn't really run into any issues. And then when I started multi-placing, I think with my next square drill canvas, which was Midnight Laundromat by Ivy Dollamore and Diamond Art Club. And once again, didn't run into too many issues. So yeah, I'm just not the best person to ask, because it's not like, oh, here's how I got over struggling with it, because I really didn't struggle too much when I started. But I will say that I always have wanted to be the person that's like, I don't mind, it can be a square or round drill canvas, I don't care. But if I take a good hard look at how many finishes I have and what I gravitate towards working on nowadays, I'm a round drill diamond painter at the end of the day. I prefer round drills. I think they look better. I can be sloppier with my placement and it's not the end of the world. I can work them up faster. I find that I prefer working with the sparklers for round drill kits from DP with Sparklers, and there's usually more of those colors available, more enhancement drills available in round than there are in square. And so I just feel like I enhance my round drill canvases more often than my square drills. I'll do a square drill canvas. I'm working on three of my 5 whips are square drill canvases. So I'll do them, and I'm fine working on them. But when push comes to shove, I like a round drill kit, and I find now that I'm more apt to purchase a round drill kit right now than I am a square drill. They just go so much faster for me, and I like feeling that sense of progress. But then again, like I said, I don't mind a square, but if I had to pick, if someone was like, you can only work on this style of drill forever from now on, it would be round for me. And if that means I just have to get a bigger canvas to capture all the detail, I'm fine with that, because I like big canvases. So yeah, I like round drills. I've been ordering, like I got Medi in round, Gizmonda in round. I have the Tree of Life from Jaded Gem Shop, which is massive. I have that in round. So I like a round drill kit at the end of the day. I just like them a little bit better, I think. They're both fine, but my preference is round. So, but yeah, square drills, I wish I had some like solid advice for you, and it feels a little like a cop-out just saying keep with it, but I didn't struggle, so I don't have too many tips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then Michelle Calendar says, thanks for the unboxing. Of course, thank you for watching. Then Nancy Reagan, in regards to my entire diamond painting stash 2.0, says, I would like to see a video showing how you display your completed diamond paintings. How do you hang your mukas? Do you use the 3M sticky removable thingies? I used to use the 3M command strips, and now I use, I feel like I might have shown it in a previous video. Maybe I didn't, but I've switched. I think I did. In a previous vlog, I put in a picture of the brand that I'm using. It's a big old roll of like this super sticky, kind of thick, double-sided kind of glue, tacky tape stuff. I think I've even put a link in one of my previous videos for it. Nancy, if you haven't seen one of those videos by the time you see this, leave in the comments for this video, hey Anthony, I still haven't seen the link or what you're talking about for that tape from Amazon. If you haven't seen it at the time that you're listening to this right now, and I will include it in the description for an upcoming video. when I read your comment, and I'll make sure you get it. Alternately, if you have Instagram or email, you can reach out to me directly on one of those so I can get it to you straight away. But I think I've shared it already. But yeah, it's this, I think it said it's like 16 feet or something like that, and it's a roll of this like sticky double-sided kind of tacky tape, and that's how I hang all of my finishes now, including my big old Muka, the Gizmonda, and that's how I hung up Summer from Diamond Painting Shop, because they're so heavy, and I haven't had any issues. So yeah, thank you for the comment. And then going to my unboxing of Voyager, Miller Time Mama says, very cool kit, will be perfect to take on vacation. I didn't. I change direction so frequently. But yeah, I ended up just taking Lotus Koi Fish there, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I only got one color on one section done because I was so busy on vacation. So I put down like 100 drills the whole weekend. Spent maybe about less than 20 minutes working on that kit, and I was like, I'm tired, and then I didn't have any more time the rest of the trip. So I'm kind of glad I didn't take an all new canvas, because there's probably a chance I wouldn't have even worked on it and just packed it for nothing. So now I know that unless I'm going on a long vacation where it's more relaxing as opposed to like doing stuff, then it probably doesn't make sense if it's going to be a busy vacation to pack a diamond painting. So yeah. And then Diamonds and Stuff says, beautiful canvas, happy Father's Day to Apollo's dad. This was in regards to my unboxing of Under the Stairs. Thank you, I appreciate it. And then my vlog, episode 116, Felicia P406 says, I really enjoyed hearing about your trip to Cedar Point while diamond painting this morning. I have some extended family that live in Ohio that we visited when I was younger, and we made a day trip to Cedar Point. I wasn't much of a fan of roller coasters or rides in general when I was younger, so I didn't ride too many of them, but I enjoy roller coasters much more now. Oh good, I'm glad you like them now. Yeah, I guess I've always liked them. I was definitely more scared, obviously, as a kid. They were more intimidating, but I would still kind of force myself to do it, especially if my cousins were doing it, or like family members were doing them. I wasn't adverse to anything necessarily. The only rides I didn't like as a kid, and I still don't like, are the ones where you're just like sitting freely on the ride. So think of like a Ferris wheel where you're not buckled in, you can just kind of move around, or big elevator rides where it just takes you up a tower and stuff like that. I don't like being loose. I like being clipped in, harnessed in, buckled up so it feels like I can't move. And I'll tell you, almost every time I went on a roller coaster, or went on a roller coaster at Cedar Point, as I was sitting down, getting in it and buckling in, and then I was going up the hill, I was like, is this the time that this thing is going to malfunction and my harness is going to come off? Like every time, even if I had ridden that roller coaster 4 times already, every single time, even on the 5th time, I was like, oh, I got to make sure everything's secured, like I was still stressed about that until the ride started. I'm like, okay, it's locked in clearly. But I was always scared of like, okay, is this the time it's going to come undone and send me to my doom? So I still have that fear of the harness is not working, but you just have to trust that if it's been working every single time, all day, all year, all decade, then what are the odds that this one time, this one harness decides to release mid-ride or something like that, But yeah, it was kind of cool when I was on Steel Vengeance, that wooden steel roller coaster. I shared a bunch of clips of it, and I talked about it when it broke down and we had to get evacuated off. It was kind of a proof for me to see how hard it is for those harnesses to be released if they're not in the station. They had to bring somebody out, walk on the little catwalk, come out to us with this like machine, and then insert a key into the car, type in this like code, and then twist the key and like type in another code, and it would finally release the harnesses or the lap restraint. Like that's how hard it is for it to release. if it's not in the station safely, ready to do it like it should. So that was kind of cool to see. Like, it's not just, oh, we just pop this little button in the back that anyone could pop and they'll just come open. Like, it was a whole thing, you know, which was kind of nice to see the safety measures in action. But yeah, I'm glad you're not scared of them anymore. Thank you for the comment. And then going to my unboxing of Cutie by Anastasia Degtyarenko. Anastasia herself, the artist, said, "I'm so happy you loved my artwork. Thank you so much for getting this kit." Of course, I can't wait to work on that. It's so colorful. And then there's quite a few comments on my vlog 117, responding to your comments part 8, subscriber. This might be a bunch in regards to people's favorite videos. So I'm just gonna like and heart these. I already picked the winner and that video has already gone up. Who won that? I think it was Lisa. I think Lisa won it. So congrats, Lisa. And then my first winner for Summer at the Masters will go up tomorrow at the time of filming this. And that winner was Barb Paisley, which was really cool. It was cool to see a couple people that comment pretty frequently actually get some prizes, which was awesome because, and not that it's a problem, but there's been times where I've done giveaways like this in the past and I hit the start to spin to win for the prizes, and it's like, granted, it's someone that watched the video, of course, but it's not somebody that I see very frequently. Not that that's a problem, but it was just extra nice to see some folks that I'm like, oh, I talk to them all the time. So yeah, Barb and Lisa. Barb got the Summer with the Masters first giveaway, which I think was $25 to Diamond Art Club and then $15 to DP with Sparklers, and then Lisa got $100 to Jaded Gem Shop. So congrats to both of you. Okay, then going to my unboxing of Under the Stairs again, TX Laura said, "I love this one. I haven't been able to grab it yet. I'm thinking it might be one of the most popular works ever for DAC." Yeah, I think so too, because I would only assume they knew how popular it was going to be the first release, so they had already probably made a lot, produced a ton of them, and they sold out so quick. And then on the restock, just sell out immediately. So yeah, it's like they just can't keep up. But I'm hoping one day it'll get to the point where most people have it, so it lives on the Diamond Art Club site for a little while, so those that either didn't realize there was a restock or have been saving up money get an opportunity to score it. But yeah, thank you for the comment. Then we've got some more people on the 3,000 subscriber. Okay, got those. Then we have a few people commenting in regards to my unboxing of Rose Library from Ivy Dollamore. Caitlin Janelle says, "Love your videos. Thanks for sharing." Of course, thank you for watching. And Sarah Barden says, "Very cute kit. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Thank you for the unboxing, Anthony." Of course. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. That's a big old square canvas, so we'll see how long it takes me to get to that. I do have, I think, 1 or 2 kits, still stragglers from back in the day. You might remember this. When I first started diamond painting, the way I would store my canvases was I would unbox them, film the unboxing, and then I would hang the unfinished, the canvas up on hangers, and then I would put all the drills in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag with their sticker sheet, and I'd write on the gallon-sized bag, okay, this is Evening Melodies by Abraham Hunter or whatever, and then I'd put them in a big trunk, all the drills, and I called it my trunk of doom because they'd get jostled and moved around, and all the individual DMC stickers would peel off and get stuck to the gallon-sized bag. It was just a mess. So about a year ago, I want to say, I stopped doing that, and I would just film the unboxing and put everything back in the box, which makes a lot more sense. And so I was slowly trying to work on my kits out of the trunk of doom, and then I ended up using some of my leftover boxes from when I did my D-stash. I bought diamond painting boxes, like just blank white ones to ship kits in, but I had a bunch of those extra when I moved, so I packed as many of my Trunk of Doom kits up back into boxes, and then I just wrote on the blank box what it was. But there's still, I think, 2 kits that had too many drills for me to cram into the boxes I had, so they're still in their gallon bags, sitting in the living room. But neither of them are kits that I have any plans on working on anytime soon. So for me, it doesn't make sense to kit them up and to get them out of the bags if I'm not going to do anything with them for a long time. And one of them is Evening Melodies from Diamond Art Club. I see that every day in the dining room. It's sitting in a bag, and I'm like, I got to get to that one. I forget what the other one is. It might be, I honestly don't remember what the other one is, but I have another one that's sitting in there, and every time I see them, I'm like, should I just kit them up? I'm like, no, because then you're going to use up your storage space, and then you're going to want that storage space, or feel obligated to start working on that kit, even if you don't want to, and then it'll be a whip for years. So who knows? I need to take another look at Evening Melodies and whatever that other kit is, and just see. Maybe I will decide to start on those, but there's other kits, other landscapes that I'd rather work on, even from Abraham Hunter, before that one. So we'll see. I think he's the artist of Evening Melodies, if I'm remembering correctly. I think I can take my sun hat off because the sun is officially behind the clouds and mountains. Ooh, that feels nice. That thing gets hot. But yeah, thank you for the comment. And then Tracy Cruz says, hey, Anthony, I know it was released shortly after Christmas. I told my husband, oh, you're buying me that for Christmas. Haha, so it's in his stash for me. Oh, so it's in his stash for you for this coming Christmas. Nice. And then Mia's Life with KFS says, I think I have this kit on my wish list. It's really pretty, and holy cannoli, that is a lot of enhancement drills. Thank you for unboxing this one, Anthony. Of course, yeah, there was a lot on that one. Okay. Just liking and hearting some more from the 3000. Then going back to my unboxing of Under the Stairs. Tiny Worlds of Wonder, hi Jessica, says, Ghibli, definitely signing up for restock notifications. Yeah, you should. There's also Flower Delivery, I believe, is also a Ghibli Yume art image from Diamond Art Club, so you have to be on the lookout for that one. And then Jaded Gem Shop has a few of them too for that one, for Kiki's Flower Delivery, and there's another one, I forget. I think she's got actually she might have a few. I think she has Princess Mononoke, I think. She has one for that's on my wish list from Jaded Gem Shop. So yeah. And then Nancy Reagan, in regards to Rose Library, says, that looks like so much fun to work on. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Okay. Got some more 3,000 subscriber comments. Alley Cat said yes, 2 months for Mooka Mania. Yep, that's what we're doing. She also said, it was so good hearing you name all the new wave punk bands. I was actually in a band in college named Post Punk, sang a lot of Blondie. Rapture is still one of my favorites. B-52s may still be one of my favorite bands, loving hearing about your mom. I have heard of Def Leppard, but I don't know any of their songs, even the one you mentioned. Yeah, neither had I. I've been listening to a little bit of them, but not a ton. But it did make me go back down a rabbit hole and just spend a few days listening to a lot of new wave. English Beat, I've been listening to a lot of them. Todd Rundgren, been listening to him. Oingo Boingo. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I was listening to that the other night. I was listening to Dead Man's Party. And I believe the lead singer of Oingo Boingo is Thomas Dolby, who was just kind of a master of that 80s era kind of music. or that style. He was just like the guy. But yeah, Dead Man's Party is such a good song. If you haven't ever heard it, by Oingo Boingo, it's a lot of fun. Be a good song for drills and chills. But anyway, thank you. Okay. Then back to Rose Library. Lisa Noof says, "Hi Anthony, that's a beautiful image and lots of special drills. I agree with enhancing the stained glass to make it pop more." Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yes. Okay. I just saw Lisa's comment that won her that gift card. Congrats again. And then my unboxing of Wizard's Spell by Sam Sundram. Ethel DeBryce says, "This is absolutely beautiful. The colors are gorgeous." Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to getting started on that. But not until January for the Wizard event that Mia's hosting. So if you end up snagging that kit, make sure to participate. And I was scrolling through Diamond Art Club the other day, just out of curiosity, because I want to buy, but I'm just window shopping. And they still have a couple of Wizard kits. I don't think that one's in stock right now, but I think Astronomer is in stock and a couple other wizardy looking ones. So yeah, keep an eye out. And then Ethan goes on to say, in regards to Voyager, "She's beautiful. I have her in my stash. You reminded me to get her out." Yay! And then back to my unboxing of Under the Stairs. Linda Salazar says, "I've been wanting this kit for a while now, but I don't know if I'll get it since I already have a few Yume kits and I don't need another one. But I love Kiki so much and I love the colors. I might have to get this once it's restocked. P.S. Did you ever complete Still Waiting by Yume Art?" Still Waiting. Oh, well, let's finish your comment. "I thought I saw you do a finish and review sometime back, but can only find your unboxing video. I'm working on it now, and while I love it, it's taking so long to finish it." Yeah, no, I haven't finished that one yet. I had it on my list to work on. I think I was talking about it a lot back then because I was thinking of recharting it to be black and white at the bottom and then graduate into color at the top. I thought that would look really cool, but I ended up giving up on that idea because of the amount of work it would take to rechart that entire, like the bottom half of it. So I'm probably going to do it straight up, if not add some enhancement drills to it. But yeah, you probably thought I was working on it because I had been talking about it so much, but no, it's still waiting. But thank you for the comment. I'm glad you're working on it. If you have my email or my Instagram, send a progress photo to me because I'd love to see it. Okay. And then to my Whip and Jam episode 10, Chocolate Diamond says, "Hi, the music was great. Love the jazz flavor." Yay, I'm glad you liked it. And then Lisa says, "Oh, this was lovely. Thank you for taking me along with you. Music was lovely. With you in Colorado, have you ever been to the Stanley Hotel, the Overlook, from where Stephen King got his inspiration for The Shining in Estes Park?" Yes, I have. And in fact, I don't remember what vlog it is. I don't even know if it's in the title, but I did take everyone, was that last summer or the summer before? Maybe both. I've taken folks up to Estes Park and we went to the Stanley Hotel. We didn't go inside, but we just went around the outside of it. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that here soon this summer, maybe this coming weekend or the weekend after, and take everyone back up to the Stanley Hotel. And now that I have my little chest camera, maybe I can actually go inside and walk around. But yes, I've been there several times. I love The Shining. I think it's a good movie. And I think I've read the book when I was younger, but yeah, we used to go up to Estes Park multiple times every summer growing up because my family did not go camping and we didn't do hikes and stuff. Like I didn't start really doing outdoors stuff until I was in my mid-20s. Mid-20s, so about like 10 years ago is probably when I started actually like hiking and being outdoorsy. My family's version of outdoors was going up to Estes Park and going antiquing and shopping and walking around the main drag and going and getting lunch and coming home. Or we'd stay in a cabin, like a house cabin, not like a rustic cabin. And coming home. Like there's only maybe twice that I can remember growing up that we actually went camping in a tent. That was just not my family's vibe, was to rough it. So we almost always stayed in hotels or cabins and went shopping in the mountains as opposed to like hiking. But we usually went to the Stanley Hotel and walked around. They might still have it, but at one point they did have a restaurant up there that was open to the public, so you could go get coffee. I don't know if they still have it, but yeah, we'd hang out there. I've never stayed there, but we would walk around and hang out as part of our Estes Park trip. So yeah, and I've taken you up there a couple of times, but maybe because I'd like to go to Estes once a year. I haven't been up there this year. I'll take you up there. We'll do a hike or something, and I'll vlog a little mini tour. I know they do ghost tours and stuff too, which would be fun. I don't know if I'm necessarily into that, but maybe for the purposes of content I would do it. But yeah, it's cool, it's cool. I'll take you up there again, so be on the lookout for a Stanley Hotel vlog, maybe this month or next month. I'll promise you I'll go and do it, because then I can take Apollo up. I guess that's the only thing, is I can't bring him into the hotel. But I'll do the best I can. We'll either go around outside or inside. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll take you there again. Come on, big boy. Come on, big boy. Good boy. You having fun now that it's cooled off? Now that the sun is setting, it's much cooler. Okay, then my whip and jam again. Suzanne Hebert says, love the music. May I ask who it's from? I enjoy these whip and jams. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't have specific artists. Like, there are specific artists and song titles, obviously, but I get all of my music from, it's called Epidemic Sound, and it's a subscription service that you can use, and they have music that they've licensed and have all the copyrights for. So as long as you're paying them, you can use any music that they have in their catalog, and there's a ton. And so when I do those whip and jams, I usually just type in a genre like country, folk, R&B, jazz, 1920s, whatever, and it'll pull up a huge long list of all these songs that kind of fit that description. They use tags, like hashtags, so they'll say like hashtag jazz. And then I just go through and I filter out the ones that have vocals, because I prefer just ambient music, no vocals. And then for the whip and jams, I'm less picky. I just click on it, listen to like 5 seconds of it, and if it sounds like the right genre or what I was looking for, then I just hit download. So I'm not really paying attention to like who's playing and what the song title is. I'm just going down the list, click, 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 because I usually need like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 songs, and they're all by different artists, different song titles. So I couldn't tell you for that specific video what they all are, because I don't keep track of like the song titles and stuff. I download them, use them for my video, and then delete them, because I usually have to use so many. But I'm trying to think of how you could pull it up. I'm not really sure how you could find it. You might be able to browse the catalog on Epidemic Sound without having a subscription, but they're not any artists that you could just go to like Spotify or Apple Music that I know of and just pull them up. Like their music is specific to that subscription service. So I don't even think you could be like, oh, this was by John Johnson and look it up, because I think it's a song specific for that Epidemic Sound. They might release regular artwork, but I think they're licensed with Epidemic Sound. So yeah, I'm sorry. All of my stuff is from that service, so I don't ever use copyrighted music like, oh, that was, John Denver or something like that, because I'm not allowed to. So yeah, sorry. And then going to my vlog episode 116, Diamond Painting RN says, I think the video of you rating the coasters is a great idea. If it's not too much of a hassle, maybe also include a picture of the coaster. I like having visuals, lol, but if it's too much work or editing, I totally understand. Thanks for the recap. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that video. Maybe, or maybe I'll save it for next year. Because yeah, maybe I could bring it up again. I feel like I would be bringing up that topic, you know, over a month, 2 months, 3 months after it happened. So maybe it'll be for next time I go to Cedar Point. The other thing is I didn't take pictures of every single ride that I went on. I tried to, but I realized that I forgot several of them. Or I didn't take a picture of the front with the name. I just took a picture. I just don't have every single one. And I wouldn't be comfortable pulling images of those roller coasters off online because they're not public domain images, you know? So they'd have to be my own, and I don't have them all. So if I go next year, I'll make sure to catalog all of them and take some good photos of each ride. That way I can do that. And then I'll do a ranking video next time. Sorry. Yeah, I should have done that right away, but I totally forgot. We've done 3.4 miles. So we're halfway, a little less than halfway. And it's already 8 o'clock. So we've been going for 80 minutes. So we'll be back at the car at like 9 something if we keep up this pace. But it's kind of smooth sailing from here. But I'm huffing and a puffing. It's the talking. You're trying to like take good breaths while you're just blah, 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 blah. It's not easy. I know there's a shortcut. There's gotta be a shortcut. I just don't. I haven't looked it up, but maybe I should look it up that way. If there's days that I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do 4 miles or 5. I know how to snip some time out of this, but I think I found a way once where I went through the soccer fields and stuff, but then I remember I feel like I got lost. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to sneak our way and do a shortcut. We'll try to find a way through. But anyway, thank you for the comment. All right, going to my unboxing of Heaven's Gate by Jenny Lee and Diamond Art Club. Lance Stone Crocheter says, afternoon, sweetie. Well, afternoon to you. Thank you for the comment. And then Moon Make says, happy to see Heaven's Gate getting some love. I got this kit a little while back on the first restock. What a stunner. A must-have for me with all those greens and teals. Yeah, I know. I was really jazzed about it. I was like, I'm kitting this up right now. And then I was like, Anthony, you have a Question of Reality that you're going to need to get done, which is a big old square. You still have your custom of Apollo that is only like a third of the way done. That's a big old square. You have your cross-stitch conversion, which is a massive square. And so, yeah, I was just like, I love it, and I will love it when I get to it. But I just decided to hold off. And I think I am going to enhance that true green that's in some of the leaves with some sparklers for squares. So I just need to order those too. So it'll happen someday, but I've got plenty to keep me busy. Pretty much the rest of the year, I should really just chill out because I have enough going on to keep me more than busy for the rest of the year. So, but I will get to it eventually. And then Sherry Cottrell says, thank you for sharing. It definitely is beautiful. Oh, thank you. Okay. And then Von Kaiser says, well, this one just moved up in my queue. Those are definitely my colors too when it's not pink. Yeah, I kind of like the pinks too. That's one of the reasons why I was struggling with getting Pink Treehouse from Eau Claire Studio, but I just wasn't a fan of the actual artwork necessarily, just the colors. And that wasn't enough to make me purchase it because I don't think I'd want it. I don't think I would hang it. So thank you for the comment. Okay, and then Linda Hammermeister says, I love this painting. I also have this one. I also love the colors. They are some of my favorites. I'll love doing this one too. You have a great day and have fun doing this one. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it as well. There's like birds' nests and wasps' nests in that tunnel we just walked through. I was like, please don't let anything come out and fly at me, bird or otherwise. Apollo, your dad doesn't have the stamina today. He's getting tired already. Whew. Let's see. We're at 12% battery. That's enough to keep us going for a little while longer. Oh, are you getting good exercise? I hope so. Because your dad's back is hurting. He's got old man bones today. I'm not powering through like I normally do. Huh. Okay, I feel like if we walk on this road instead of continuing down this trail, it'll snip a big chunk out of this walk. Let's try it. Sorry, your dad just doesn't have it in him today to do the 7. He's trying to cut corners. You got a lazy dad. Come on, this way. Let's see about making a little shortcut for ourselves. I want to say this road leads back. You know, when we go on this road, we keep going down this path. We go all around the football courts to these fields, and then we hang a left, or soccer fields, and then we see the soccer fields, which is probably like another 1.5 miles at least of roundabout. But I'm thinking if we get on this road, it'll actually kick us back to the road that we normally end up on that leads us back up towards the reservoir. I'm thinking. So we're essentially cutting this entire loop out of our trip, which Apollo's not going to like, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. I'm also thinking there might be a trail that goes around the reservoir, but we'll keep it safe. Sorry for the road noise. My apologies, but I'm lazy today, apparently. I'm not able to cut it. Okay. So then Diamonds and Doxies says, and this is why I don't watch unboxings. Now I need this kit. The colors are amazing. Yeah, they are. That's got to be one of my favorite images and renderings and color palettes that I've ever seen from Diamond Art Club. It's fantastic. Okay. I'm liking and hearting anybody that commented on the 3,000 subscriber video, because I know a lot of those were entries to win that gift card. So if there was something that you commented on that video, if you were talking about the 80s bands or 70s bands and stuff, and you want me to hear you still, please make sure to comment again if you feel so inclined. But I'm just defaulting to liking and hearting them, because a lot of them will be like, oh, I loved you talking about the bands. My favorite video of yours is, so I'm just hitting heart and like, because there's a lot of them. So just keep that in mind. If you did want your comment read aloud, or there was something specific that you wanted me to hear, please put it, just type it in again. Like, hey, Anthony, I just wanted to say about the bands or about whatever, and I will read it in an upcoming responding to your comments video. So just keep that in mind. Okay. And then more comments for Heaven's Gate. Live in Cup says, I'm like you and absolutely love greens, blue, greens, and teals. The colors are amazing. Yeah, they are. Then Eve Doodles said, got this kit as soon as it was released. Thought I might destash. Nah, she's a keeper. Yeah, hold on to that one. That's a good one. You don't want to let that one go. And then we have K9 Mama says, I bought this beauty at release. Green is my favorite color as well. And now I may have to kit it up next too. Oh, good. I lied to you. I didn't kit it up, but it's like really high on my list. I just need to work through what I have and not get overzealous with the whips. Maybe I'll just kit it up and not start it, just so I can look at the colors again. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's awesome. All right, and then JPat says, this one's pretty high up in my queue, totally my kind of setting. I was thinking it would smell amazing there too. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I said it was like, oh, eucalyptus and just beautiful. Just thinking about it. I should kit that up. I mean, my gosh, I love it so much, but I'm just worried that I'll kit it up and then it'll sit for a year without being touched, like Inner Garden has been sitting since January, I think, is when I kitted that one up. So yeah. Okay, then going to my vlog, episode 118, responding to your comments, part 19. Mia says, I can't remember who said or wrote that hairspray will turn yellow over time if used as a sealer, but I don't really know if it's true. If somebody wrote disgusting in a comment to me, I would most likely just say thank you, a bit snarky. Me not being nice at all. Just got a question of reality in yesterday and will most likely start on it very soon so that I can still do my Virgo from Eau Claire Studio in September too. Yay! Yay! I know you've been messaging me, Mia, that you've been working on that kit and got it, so I'm so happy. I think you might be further along than me. I'm not sure if it's your only whip right now, but I know you had mentioned that you had finished the first row, and I just finished the first row and started on the second, so I'm sure you're ahead of me because I've been spending way more time working on Inspiration Peak recently, and then I started Spring from Alphonse Mucha, so you're probably well ahead of me, but yeah, it sounds like we're fairly neck and neck, and yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, as far as like the comments go, you're right. I would probably just say something snarky too, or like, thanks so much for your great comment, But yeah, going forward, I'll just, if anything like that comes up again, I'll not talk about it on a vlog unless I feel so inclined. I'll just like and heart it or delete it, which I'm comfortable doing now. I was less comfortable doing that previously, but yeah, just getting rid of a comment or liking and hearting it without including it in a vlog, just so, people feel acknowledged, but I don't have to like dive into it or like, hash it out in a vlog. I really like to just make these fun and light and, just kind of, just fun and light without being like, okay, so this next comment, someone is upset at something I did. Let's talk about that and let me try to explain myself. I'm just, I feel like I can curate these videos however I want. Everyone can comment whatever they want, but I can also curate them, curate the videos that I make responding to comments how I see fit. So if it means skipping a few to kind of make these videos what I want them to be, then I'll go ahead and do that. And it's nothing personal. It doesn't mean that I believe your comment is invalid or I'm trying to like silence anyone. It's just, the vibe that I want to do for these videos is a certain thing. Oh, there's a dog park over here. I forgot about that. I didn't realize it was so close. There's a dog park right here. I've taken Apollo here before. We were the only ones there. Maybe next time, buddy. When we go on this walk, I'll remember that this dog park is so close. So yeah, here's the baseball fields and all that stuff that we normally go all the way around. So we normally don't see this dog park on this walk because we're going around it. But I guess I didn't realize how close it was. I don't feel like it today, buddy. But next time this will be a stop that we go on. It's a pretty big dog park too. It's not as big as Westminster Hills. It's not like 40-something acres. It's maybe like 2 acres, but that's still a decent size for a dog park. And I think they have one that's for big dogs and then a gate separating it for little dogs. So yeah, we'll have to remember that for next time. He doesn't see it, so he's not looking at me like, can we go? Anyway, so yeah. Okay, we just crossed the 4-mile mark. The battery ran out right as we were switching topics there. And then I stopped to switch out the battery, and Apollo stopped with me, obviously, and he just turned around and gave me his little cute, sly smile and stuck his little tongue out and was giving me his cute eyes. And I'm like, you must know how adorable you are, because you know, like, just the right look to just melt my heart. He just gave me the sweetest little, like, I'm having a good time, Dad. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you can have anything you want from me. I'll never say no to you. He's such a little cutie. My buddy Alex, he has a dog, Maverick, who I think I've talked about before. He's a husky. He's the reason why I wanted a husky to begin with, because I really loved Maverick, and I still do. He's getting up there in age now. He's almost 12. But I've been taking Apollo over the past couple times I've been over to Alex's house since we started hanging out again. And him and Maverick play together so well. Like, Maverick's a little bit slower than he used to be, but he's still got a lot of fire and energy in him. And he will romp around and play with Apollo and keep up with him. And Alex was like, well, he's getting a little bit more, not feisty, but he's getting a little bit more, not even aggressive. He's getting in his old man age, you know? So he doesn't like doing a lot of, like, play fighting and stuff. At least Alex said that's typically how it is, where he does not do a lot of play fighting and stuff with other dogs anymore. He kind of just likes to keep to himself, and he's like, yeah, sometimes he gets a little nippy with dogs that are trying to, like, play and wrestle with him and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. But Apollo and Maverick have interacted before, because my old roommate Jeff, who used to take Apollo to the office, he works with Alex. They're partners. And so Maverick was always at the office too, but they usually kept them both in the office. They'd both just lay down. There wasn't, like, a lot of room to run around and bounce and play and stuff. But they got along, from what I understand, they get along just fine, or they got along just fine in the office. But now I've been taking Apollo to the house, and Alex is like, this is really nice, because he doesn't usually do this. Like, Maverick is, like, bouncing around and wagging his tail, and they're, you know, kind of play biting each other's necks and wrestling and grappling with each other. And Alex was like, he doesn't do this anymore with, like, any other dog, so this is really nice. And I'm like, oh, that's good to hear that that Apollo's bringing out that he's bringing the youngster energy back into Maverick. And Alex even said that he's keeping him young. And they're both just, like, wrestling on the ground, and then they both laid down right next to each other, and they have very similar features. Maverick is 100% Siberian Husky pure, whereas Apollo has the Malamute in him. So Apollo's snout is more wide. He has kind of a slightly wider face. He doesn't have that slim husky face that Maverick does. But they have a very similar coat. Maverick's is just a little bit thicker, and Maverick is black and white like a normal husky. But their tails look the same, and their eyes are the same, and all that stuff. So they look like they could be related, I guess. But they're just two pals. So they were just they came up, and I was like, both of you sit down so you can get a you know what. And they're both sitting and looking at me with those big old blue eyes, and I was like, oh, I love my boys. It was very sweet, very cute. So yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It's great to be hanging out with him again and having my friend. I feel like we just picked up exactly where we left off, and our dogs get along so well, and so it's just nice. It's nice. Anyway, thank you, Mia. Then going back to Heaven's Gate, Avery says, my favorite color is green. I love this kit so much. As soon as it's available again, I will be getting it. Thank you for this video. Of course. Thanks for watching. Come on, baby boy. So I'm pretty sure. So this is the park that we just circumvented. And if my if my eyes don't deceive me, yes, we are right. So usually, we'll get up here real quick. I should probably eat dinner too. I had my leftovers from India's Best today at around 11:30, and it is now 8:30. So I'm gonna need to eat something. But yes, so we normally would be coming by those electrical poles all the way down around this little zigzaggy path there, and then underneath this, it goes underneath the bridge, underneath the road, and spits us out on the other side of this road. So I believe if we cross the road, we'll be able to we'll be able to connect with the path that we normally take on our last leg of this journey. So we probably cut out, about a mile and a half of walking by doing this, which I am a fan of today. Come on. I just got to see how we connect with the trail again to get back. Get back to where you once belong. Get back, ba-doo-boo, get back. What song is that? I have no idea. It's just in my head. Apollo, what is that? Sorry everyone, I'm just trying to see, you can see the path right here that comes out from the tunnel. That's usually where we are, but I've got to figure out how to get down there from here. Anyway, and then going to my vlog episode 118, Alley Cat says, I ordered my painting for Mookamania. Yay! Let me know what you got. If you haven't already told me, or just remind me, let me know what you got. I'll be doing Medi from Jaded Gem Shop. It's sitting in my dining room ready to be unboxed and kitted up, so I'm ready and raring to go. I can't wait to see what that rendering looks like. I need to get in that thing. Then Diamonds and Doxies says, thanks again for keeping me company while I work on Gaia from Francesca Studio Works. Oh, nice. I really love Gaia. That's from, what's her name? She did the other one I did, Fishbowl. Hava Gurovich. Yes. Yeah, I really like that one too. That's awesome. And then my vlog episode 115, Miller Time Mama says, thanks for taking us along on your vacay. Loved it for you, but between the crazy coasters and bug invasion, it was not going to be high on my list. It's not going to be high on my list, lol. Yeah, it depends on the time of year. Apparently those mayflies are only around for like a couple weeks, so it's not the entire year. It just so happens that Coaster Mania lines up with the mayfly season, and apparently it's been getting more and more intense in recent years, which I guess means, I think other commenters have said this, and some people on the Cedar Point Facebook group were like, that just means that the lake is really healthy that season. If there's a ton of mayflies, it just means that it's a good season for the lake. So it's a good sign, and I'm happy to see it. I just wish someone would have told me that was gonna happen, because I've been posting on that Cedar Point Facebook group for like a while about like, ooh, I got my tickets to Coaster Mania, and do you guys have any tips for the meal plans or tips for my trip? And no one said, oh, by the way, you're gonna get swarmed by these mayflies. But it wasn't that big of a deal, you know. It was more cool than anything else, because I've never seen anything like it before. I just got a little scared there for a minute, like, is this normal? Is this some sort of like apocalyptic sign, you know? Is this like the horde of locusts that I've heard so much about? So I was just kind of like, what is this? But it was cool, and I had already left the park. Like, my day was already done. I was headed back to my hotel. I was gonna get a drink on the way to the hotel, so I wasn't like, it didn't impede my ability to go on any rides or do anything like that. It was just this weird thing that happened at the end of the night, which I'm kind of happy that I wasn't in the park, like on a roller coaster getting swarmed. That would have been awful. But yeah, I think it only happens for a couple weeks. The rest of the year, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I was talking to Joe, my roommate, his girlfriend, Maddie. She's from Ohio. And I was like, what the heck is this? And she's like, oh yeah, the mayflies. I'm like, oh yeah, the mayflies. What the heck? Why did no one mention this? Oh, the foothills are beautiful. Look at that sky. Oh, I love it. I love it. Come on. So now we're connecting with the trail that we normally go on. You ready? Flip around, and we're back in action. We're back in action here. That was a nice little shortcut. I'll have to remember that for next time that I'm feeling lazy and my feet hurt. I think these Hokas, my Hokas, they're officially done. I've worn them past their expected worn range. The lip of them, like around my ankle, is all threadbare and opened up and torn, and they have this like permanent crease at the toe from just being used so much. So one thing about these, I think all shoes, but especially these running and trail running and walking specific brands like Hoka, they are very comfortable and the cushion is fantastic on them, but their lifespan, their wear, is pretty short, at least in my opinion. From maybe this is just because I was never keeping track of like how different my shoes feel over time, you know, when I was not caring about that, or just wearing Vans and stuff. Like Vans are just Vans, they don't have cushion. But I feel like a lot of my shoes, these running shoes from Hoka, I mean, I bought these, I think 2 months before my trip. So I bought them in like March or April and started wearing them, and they're already, I can feel a huge difference in how comfortable they are, especially the past week or so. A huge difference in how comfortable they are versus when I first bought them. Like I can definitely feel my foot contacting the ground a little bit more, and I can feel soreness, whereas before I could walk for ages and I always felt like I was walking on a cloud. Hold on. So I think the quality is great and the cushion is really amazing, but it's not super long lasting. I think maybe with these pricier shoes that use the fancy cushioning and stuff, it's made for a specific length of time, and they're amazing. They're amazing until they're not, as opposed to another shoe that might be more stiff or use a more solid sole and more solid dense cushioning. Probably won't feel the best throughout its lifespan, but it'll last. So it feels mediocre for a longer amount of time as opposed to incredible for a short amount of time. So yeah, my blue pair is well past that. Like I feel it feels a lot different, but these in particular felt incredible. Like I could just walk for days in them until I crushed down all the cushioning, which has happened over the past like week or so, and now they feel not so great. Like I can definitely feel it in my heel and kind of a little bit of soreness, you know, when my foot's landing on my shins. But before, I was just like, oh my gosh, I could just walk forever in these. But I've put, let's see, I can tell you how many miles I've put on these shoes real quick. Sorry, Capital, I'm monopolizing your time for comments, but I'm doing it. Let me open up my Conqueror app. So right now I am walking the Pacific Crest Trail, which goes from the southern border of the US in California all the way up into the northern border, the Canadian border in Washington, I believe. There's a trail that people will hike, you know, multi-month hiking expedition that they'll go on. I'm walking it virtually, and I have done 419 of those miles. I have 2,066 of those miles remaining. So I'm 16% done with the trail, and I gave myself a year to do it. And so I'm 14% done with the year, like I said, 50 days. And I've had these shoes longer than I started this trail. So I've at least done 419 miles in these shoes. I'd say it's probably closer to 500 miles in these shoes. Sometimes I wear my blue shoes, or I'm walking in my Vans or stuff and things. So I'd say maybe closer to 500. But yeah, 500 miles in these shoes, and they are toast, which is probably way longer than most people usually go in a pair of Hokas before switching them out. So I'm probably already overextending them. But it's just one of those things that's like, I have to stop thinking of them as like my Vans, where I buy them once 20 years ago and I just keep wearing them forever. I have to think of them almost as like equipment for exercise or sport that does need to be replaced more frequently. Like it's more of a continuous investment, as opposed to like, I'll just buy this pair of slippers and those are my slippers for life until they literally tear apart, or my Vans until I get a hole in the toe. I can't treat these like that. I have to think of them as like a way to preserve the health of my feet and my joints and stuff, and think of them more like that. So it's just a more consistent investment. But the idea of spending, with how much I walk and hike, the idea of spending, $180 every 4 months is just like, I just haven't gotten over that mental hurdle of thinking that it's worth it, even though I know it is. Like, I can feel it right now. Like, this is what happens when you don't continuously, buy new shoes as they wear down, is my feet are sore, I feel a little bit more tired, my legs are hurting a little bit, whereas normally this would not be a problem. So yeah, I've just gotta suck it up. If I'm gonna walk this much and hike this much, I should be taking care of the things that allow me to do that, which are my legs and my feet. But yeah, it's just like, all right, I should go home and order another pair, But yeah, they're pretty torn up. I think this next time I'm gonna wait until I have some more, I'm not just buying 2 really expensive pairs of shoes on a whim. I'll wait till I have a decent amount of funds set aside. But I'd like to get another one of this exact pair, maybe in a different color this time. And then I'd also like to get their hiking boots. That way, when I'm actually going up into the mountains and hiking, I have a separate pair of shoes, so it doesn't feel like I'm wearing through one pair so fast. And then these ones will be my my walking shoes, like what we're doing right now. I will say that they held up better. I had an orange pair. They were like kind of a bright orange. That was my first pair of Hokas I ever bought. And those ones were more of a narrow toe box than these. And so by the time I threw those out and replaced them with these, my pinky toe was starting to wear through the fabric because they were just too narrow for my wide hobbit feet. So this style, I forget what the name of these are, but they are the best shaped for my feet. And these are the GTX version, which means they have the Gore-Tex like thick hiking sole underneath. Let me look at them since we're talking about it. They're pretty much worn flat now, but they have a lot of really good grip, especially when they're newer. They have a lot of good grip for hiking, and they're waterproof on the toe box. And I didn't realize that until recently on a hike with Apollo. I was walking him down to a creek to go splash in. I think it was just this past 4th of July hike that I was talking about. And I got kind of stepped into the water. I didn't realize how close I was to the water because I had him on leash. And so my foot was like pretty much halfway submerged in water, and my toes didn't get wet. Like, it didn't soak through to my socks. And I was like, oh, these are waterproof at the top there. So I really like this specific shoe. What is it called? It's called the Challenger Air 7 is the style of this. So it's good for a wider foot, And these are the GTX, which is like the hiking, extra sturdy hiking version. And they've got a waterproof on them. The tread seemed to have lasted a good time. I mean, 500 miles in one pair of shoes, that's a lot. That's way more than most people would probably be doing in their shoes. So for a casual walker, these would last much, much longer, but we just do a lot of walking and a lot of hiking, me and this boy, so. But yeah, 519 miles in the past 50 days. So that's, what, 5.19 miles on average per day that I walk. Or hike, or jog, or whatever, you know. So, what? What was it? It's like, is that a snake? Snake? So yeah, just take however much you walk and that'll kind of give you a rough estimate on how long you should expect them to last. So you might get a lot more use out of them or a lot more longevity out of them than me, but I've just got to suck it up and just understand that I need to set aside, you know, $800 to $1,000 a year if I want to keep really nice shoes in really good condition all year round, if this is how much we're going to be doing. But yeah, I can feel it, like especially on the balls of my feet, when I kind of roll off of them, it feels so much thinner than it used to. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's get back to some more comments. All right, you can see, I'll show you. So here is the trail that I'm going on. It's probably hard to see, but there's Tijuana, San Diego, and I started here on the Mexico-US border, and we've been going all the way up, up, up. There's Big Bear Lake, San Bernardino. Now we're like just outside of San Bernardino, right coming up to Mount San Antonio, outside of Rancho Cucamonga in California. And then we'll be headed past LA, all the way up through the Mojave Desert a little bit. And then we go past the Sequoia National Park, all the way up California. Anyway, we go all the way through Oregon. There's Portland, Seattle, and then we end near Abbotsford, just on the other side of the Canadian border in Vancouver. So walking the entire country in the next year, 314 days, 15 days is what I have left. So hopefully I'll be able to do it. Got to keep up this pace. It shows you how much you've completed and then what percent of time you've consumed. So I'm 16% done, but only 14% of my time. So I just try to keep how much I've gone higher than the time, and that lets me know that I'm on track to beat the year deadline that I gave myself. And then if I start to level out or dip below, then that's when I'm like, okay, Apollo, we're gonna do some extra long walks the next week or so so I can catch up. But it's definitely an encouragement to keep going. And they send you little emails. They're like, you just passed this, landmark, this national park. Here's some pictures of it. It's really cool. If anyone ever wants to do it with me, you can do it in teams. So you can do it together. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to do it. There's a Lord of the Rings one that I may be doing next. I actually should reach out to Jeffrey Morrison, Echoes of Color, because he does these, and I don't know which one he's doing right now. I honestly haven't been keeping up with his videos. I used to watch every single one, and then I just fell off the train when I started getting into skincare videos again. So I need to catch up with his videos and see if he's still doing Conqueror, and maybe I'll see if he wants to do another one, because we did the Great Wall of China together, and that was a lot of fun. I also need to see what kit he's working on, because I sent him a yay, we finished Great Wall of China together gift. I sent him Space Dragon from Pia Wanachaiwong and Diamond Art Club. I ordered that kit and had it sent to him as like a congratulations, we did it gift. And I don't know if he's working on it. I don't know how far. Last time I checked in with him, he was working on So Little Books, So Little Time by Randall Spangler. So I don't know if he's finished that yet. I'll have to check in with him. I'm so bad about that. But yeah, he's already done The Lord of the Rings, which is why that came to mind, is like, maybe I'll just see which one he's doing next and see if he wants to do another one together. But yeah, anyway. Ooh, I heard rustling in the grass. Okay. Back to comments. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. Going to my vlog episode 118, Kadzuku says, an artist spotlight on Yume would be so cool. If I remember correctly, the series that both Respire and Rebreathe are from was made during a summer when there was a lot of fires around LA. Oh, that makes sense. I could be remembering wrong though. She sometimes has explanations on her Instagram posts. I finished Rebreathe recently. Can't wait to see yours whenever you work on it. Oh, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. I'll have to look at her Instagram posts too. But yeah, I'd love to do a spotlight with Yume. Maybe I should reach out to them sooner than later to get that on the books or start discussing times. That way plans are already in place, because I will be working on Inner Garden at some point, ideally this year. So maybe I could do something around Inner Garden. Let me know if you'd like that. I will send them a message on Instagram next time I remember and see. Come on. He went from being a little sluggish to now he is fired up again. He's got his second wind. I wish I could get that. Let me get up this hill, everyone, and then we'll keep going. Hold on. Okie dokie. Just had to go from down there up. I mean, you've seen it before. We've done this a bunch of times. Okay. Thank you for the comment, Kadzuko. I appreciate it, and that is a good idea. D. Stein, I am going to my unboxing of Pride. Said the best by far is... Oh, they were responding to my sorry, I mixed that up. They were responding to my subscriber video. Thank you for the comment. Going back to my unboxing of Pride, Miller Time Mama says, I really like that Jaded Gem Shop allows you to add a basic tool set, but by default comes without it. I think that is the best of both worlds, beginners and seasoned veterans. Yeah, I agree too. I mentioned it on, I think I swallowed a bug, on my last vlog or the vlog before, that I think that's a really good way to go about it. But for Diamond Art Club, I think it's more difficult because they're not ordering their kits when you place your order. They purchase their kits in bulk with anticipated sales, right? So they're like, okay, give us 400 of these, 500 of these. So they wouldn't know ahead of time how many people are going to want the toolkit or not before the order's placed. And then I guess what they could do is just have a bunch of toolkits sitting in boxes in their warehouse. And then as the orders come in, they could say, okay, you know, this person wanted 3 kits and they want 2 toolkits. So grab 2 out of the toolkit box. But that's just like another step for manufacturers or the people shipping. That's another potential mistake, you know, that could be made of like, hey, I asked for 4 toolkits, I only got 3, or, you know, whatever. So it's just like, that's just another opportunity for there to be customer service issues. So I think whatever they do, they've just got to do it for everyone. So it's just, we've got to pick which route we're going to go. But if they did toolkits as purchases, as opposed to you click a little button saying if you want a toolkit or not, if they did toolkits as like a $6 purchase, $5 purchase, and you're buying it like an accessory, then yeah, they'd have to include it because you bought it. So maybe if it was a charge, like you paid for the toolkit, and maybe that would discourage people from asking, like buying 10 kits and saying, I want 10 toolkits, because it was just a button you could click for free. But if you had to pay 10, 20 bucks for like a premium toolkit from their accessories tab, then maybe that would cut down on how many people were actually snagging up and how much they'd have to make. So even though I don't like saying the best way would be to charge people more for them, that's kind of one way to mitigate overconsumption, is to make people pay, because they'd be less likely to be like, I just ordered 5 kits and I want 5 toolkits, you know, even though you really just need one. So anyway, but I agree. I like the way Jade does it. And I think she does charge. I think it's an add-on. And then Miller Time Mama goes on to say, also very cool kit. Thank you. And then my unboxing of Red Rocks number 5 from Andy Russell and Diamond Art Club. Sorry, my eyes are starting to get watery from the sunscreen and sweat. I ran out of the house again and didn't put any sunscreen stick around my eyes. I just slapped the lotion on my face, and it's finally starting to migrate, which is really good that it lasted this long without stinging me, because I have been sweating. So Trisha Lucas says, hi Anthony, I love this painting. It is in my craft room. The colors and special drills enhance it perfectly. Andy Russell is one of my favorite artists to diamond paint. All the best to you. Of course, thank you. Yeah, Andy Russell, I purchased 2 Andy Russell diamond paintings when I very first started diamond painting. There was a shop, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what the shop was called. They're out of business now. Oh, they actually might still be in business, but their diamond paintings were hanging on by a thread even when I purchased that kit back in 2020, my kits back in 2022, and I got 2 Andy Russells, and I ended up not really liking either of them. I got them because they were on a deep discount. They were like $20 off of like 70, maybe even more. Round drill acrylic, not super big, so the renderings weren't super hot, but one of them was an ocean scene and the other one was like a Moab kind of desert scene, like Arches National Park kind of scene. And I started working on the island one, and all the flower detail, because they had made it so small and it was round, was super duper pixelated. Like, you couldn't really tell they were flowers. It was just one red drill was one flower. It was like, that's your flower. And so it just looked kind of like staticky, pixelated colors. When you took a huge step back, you could assume they were flowers, but you didn't get any like petal details or any actual flowers. It was just one dot, one flower. And then the dot underneath was the stem, and that was that. And so I wasn't hip to the renderings. It was called, I'd have to go way back in my videos. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm curious now. See if you guys know what shop I'm talking about. View my channel videos. Give me just a second. I hear fireworks. I'm gonna have to scroll way back. Can you sort oldest to newest? Videos. Oldest. Yes, you can. My first video that I ever posted, can you guess what it was? It was my unboxing of Midnight Laundromat from Diamond Art Club. And then I was talking about paint with diamonds. Okay, so yes, it was from, you want to see my old intro? Did I even have one? Nope, I did not have an intro. It was just, I just started. It was from Mystical Diamond Art was the name of the shop, if anyone remembers that. I don't know if they're still around. That kit was on clearance back when I purchased it 2+ years ago, so I can't imagine them still being in business. And from what I understood, they were getting rid of their entire diamond painting business and focusing on not crochet, needlepoint. I think maybe they were focusing on needlepoint and changing direction. But yeah, I got that at a super deep discount, and I wasn't super happy with the renderings on either of those Andy Russells. So I ended up, I think I destashed one, the one that I hadn't started on, and then the other one, I think we either worked on it at the office or I got rid of it. I don't remember. But yeah, I just wasn't super thrilled with it. But that was my only experience with Andy Russell, and then I saw Red Rocks and I was like, now this is more like it. And I've seen some Andy Russells pop up on some other shops too, and they're definitely, they seem to need to be big, because they're usually big, fairly detailed landscape images. And so the fact that they had tried to get an Andy Russell into like a 40 by 50, it just didn't work out. So that's why I ended up getting rid of them. But yeah, I'm super excited for that one. I love the colors. It has kind of trippy vibes. When I start that kit and I finish it and I talk about the finish, remind me, if you do keep track of these things and follow along, when I get to that kit and I start talking about working on it, someone say, Anthony, don't forget, you were going to tell us a story that you weren't comfortable telling earlier on, but you said you'd do it when you started working on that kit. I will tell you a story of what that kit reminds me of. Aside from going to the Red Rocks State Park in Nevada to go rock climbing as an adult, there's something else that kit reminds me of, color-wise, but I won't tell that story until I'm actually working on it. But remind me, like, Anthony, remember you said there was something you didn't feel like talking about, and I'll tell the story. I'll work up the courage at that point when I start on that kit. Thank you for the comment. And then Elisa Marie Design says, looking forward to seeing what you decide to do to change in this painting. Great idea, Anthony. I love what you're coming up with. Thank you. And then, like that, more comments for that same video. Dolphin Lover says, hi, Anthony. Reminds me of the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. So beautiful. Can't wait to see what you do with this in the finished piece. Yeah, it totally does. Thank you. And then Linda Salazar says, this one is in my stash. Nice. And then Ethan DeBryce says, this is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. Okay, we've got a longer comment from Lisa. Let me get my eyes to stop tearing up. This was in regards to my vlog, episode 118. Lisa says, I totally get what you're talking about the I don't care. When you reach that I don't care moment in life, not where you don't care in an FU sense, but in a, okay, you do that, I don't have to, and I don't have to deal with or be around or engage with it or you, no matter what it is. It's such a freeing moment, and life starts getting so much better. Sadly for me, I didn't hit that until I was 45 or so, but some people never hit it, so I still count it as a win, because these last 7 years since I hit that I don't care moment have been smurfing great. P.S. I love that parody. It was spot on of the live in question. It was so funny. Sometimes I go back and watch it to giggle. Oh my gosh, don't watch it too much. I haven't watched that in until when we were really talking about it and I was responding to a ton of comments about it. I rewatched it a couple of times, but I can't. But yeah, I think I've been there for a while with certain people. Like, it hasn't just been a blanket thing for me. It's just been with like certain relationships and certain friendships and certain things. It's like I think a lot of it comes down to I can't hold everyone to the same expectations that I have of myself as a friend or as a person. You know, like, not everyone has that same attitude or mindset where I might be hyper involved or like really invested, that doesn't mean that everybody else is or should or has to be. And so I can't hold that against people when they're not responding with the same energy or attitude or investment of time or communication. I just have to take that for what it is and just decide if I'm comfortable with that, or if I'm not, if I feel like I should be getting more than I'm giving in a particular situation. Like, just kind of temper my expectations. Hold on. So yeah, just kind of temper my expectations in that regard. And then when it comes to like people I don't really know, like this speaking to like internet interactions or social media interactions, of course, I feel like I know so many of you now that we've been talking and chatting. I think this is like our 23rd or 24th responding to your comments. So I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of you. But that video in particular brought a lot of people out of the woodwork that wouldn't normally watch my content or had no interaction with me whatsoever. But they're either, internet friends, social media friends, or friends with those two content creators that I was poking fun of or mocking. That whole group of folks popped over to watch that because they had heard that I had done that and they were angry about it. So they decided that they needed to watch it and then comment with their distaste or disgust or whatever. And those are the types of social interactions that I feel like I have that don't care attitude, because I'm like, I don't know you. We've never interacted before at all. You didn't like what I did. That's fine. But I shouldn't have felt obligated to like read those comments aloud or try to provide any sort of justification or anything. It's like I don't have any investment in you as a content creator or as a person, I guess. And you clearly don't have that investment towards me. So I shouldn't have felt like I needed to like clear the air with anybody like that, It just, you didn't like it, that's too bad, That's too bad. And the folks that I am connected with that didn't, were confused by or didn't like it, then yeah, I guess, hashing that out I think maybe was helpful for them, and I'm glad that I did it. But those couple people in particular that I'm like, I don't know this username, and you can click on YouTube comments and you can hold on them in the studio and you can see if that person has commented on any other videos. And sometimes I'll do that. Like if someone comments something and I'm like, this kind of came out of left field. I'm like, oh, it's this person. That makes sense. Like I try to look into it a little bit if I'm confused by the comment that someone leaves. But yeah, there was that one person, like Kiss My Craft Sir, I think that was the one. I clicked on their name and yeah, no other comments, no other engagement on my channel, just that one upset comment. And I was just like, let me show you to the door, Not interested. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. I agree. But for me, it's not a blanket statement. It's based on, it's situational. But sometimes I have a hard time not falling for that trap of putting so much energy into something that somebody posted or said or did that they didn't take any energy or put any thought into it. So I'm like investing way more of my own mental stress and energy for something that somebody doesn't really care about. It was just like a passive comment or something disparaging that they just said offhand, and then it sends me down a spiral a little bit. I'm getting better, and I'm learning that more and more that I do social media, that I have to just keep moving, because it's, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, and I need to not read into things too much or like take things into heavy consideration. It's just internet. It's gonna be okay. It's all light and easy. And if somebody comes out of the blue to try to rattle that, you just gotta brush them off your shoulder. So yeah, I'm learning as we go, but I've always been the type of person that's like, let me explain this to you. How can I get you to understand where I was coming from? Or how can I put this in a way that makes sense, or you can get in my head to understand what my intentions were. But with certain folks, like that Kiss My Crafts person, it's like, I don't need to waste my time doing that. It's like, just, they can just go, you know, get out of here. I don't care. So yeah, it's whatever. So yeah, just trying to embrace that. And so I totally agree with you, and I'm trying to do the same thing. And I think I have. But yeah, and part of that is just moving, like, not even, like I said earlier in this vlog, just if there's like a comment or something comes up that I'm just like, I don't want to hash that out again, or I don't feel like diving into that right now. I'm going to like it. I'm going to heart it so that, you know, the commenter feels acknowledged. And it's nothing personal, but I'm just going to move along and not try to discuss it during the responding to your comments vlogs. I really do want to just keep these light and fluffy and have some fun. And I love explaining, like, I love the questions of like, how do you do this? Or what's your suggestion for that? Or have you ever thought about doing this? Or maybe try this in hand, like all the diamond painting tips and stuff. Those are so much fun because I love chatting about that and the skincare stuff. And just the thank you for, you know, just the, you know, like the unboxing, like that's all great. And of course, I'll have content in the future that people will need some more explanation around, or that type of thing. Once again, I'm never trying to say that I'm trying to like stifle someone's comments. Like, keep them all coming, whatever it is, keep them all coming. But how I decide to respond to those in what manner it'll just vary. So whatever it is, please comment. I love hearing from you, and I love engaging in this way. I just have to, you know, just keep my own sanity in mind too. Not even sanity, but just like what I want to get into, you know. Because as you can tell from these multi-hour vlogs, I love getting into things. And I don't want a comment to pop up that I don't really feel like diving into for whatever reason to come up, and then I'm being all awkward, like, oh, I don't, maybe let's just, like, I'd rather just kind of curate that. And everyone seems to be okay with it. And this is all me just justifying it in my own head, because I don't want to be that person that's like, I'm gonna just delete this for funsies. Like, if I'm gonna skip a comment or delete one, it's not something I just do flippantly. So yeah. But we're coming back up to the car now, and it's dark. I wonder if you can see the water. It looks kind of ominous. Ooh. What do you think, Apollo? Hey, cutie butt. That'll be the last comment. We got through about a week's worth. So I'm still a couple weeks behind, but we'll keep plugging away. I know that there's a big influx of, not a big influx, but there's an influx of comments right now because of all my unboxings that I'm doing, that I've posted every other day, and that goes through the entire month of July and into August. So I anticipate us talking a lot about unboxings for a while until we get through those, and then things might simmer down a little bit, and I'll be more up to date, as opposed to we were almost a month behind when we started this walk. So I'll keep trying to keep up. I love it. There's no way that I would be able to do this walk without internally fussing about my feet and how tired I am, and maybe churning back and quitting, because I'm just in my head like, ugh, my feet hurt, these shoes are worn down, we shouldn't have done this long. But when I'm responding to comments and it feels like I'm just chit-chatting with you all, I kind of forget that kind of stuff and I'm able to actually get more exercise. So you're actually helping me to stay healthy, which I appreciate. But yeah, we're just coming down to the car here. And yeah, I'll always do these responding to comments as long as I can manage it. If the channel gets bigger and there's more people engaging, then that might push me further behind, but as long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with it. The other thing that I'm curious about is the last vlog I did, I felt like the camera was a little bit more herky-jerky when I was walking than it normally is. And I don't know if that was just upload quality or if the lens had something on it that was messing with the stability, but it just felt a little bit more herky-jerky than it normally does. So you'll have to let me know if that last one was, and if this one is any better or the same. I checked the settings on the camera. I don't think I accidentally like fat fingered anything. I think it's fine. So I don't know why it did that. So I'm hoping this is a little bit better. And once again, it also could have been my computer as I was editing. My computer was running super slow, so it might have just looked herky-jerky, but when it's all uploaded, it'll be fine. I'll have to go back and take a look. But yeah, just let me know if you're noticing if it's starting to feel like it's causing motion sickness or something. I just don't want that to be the case. So anyway, we're back to the car. We did 6.38 miles. So yeah, we shaved about a mile off of our trip taking that shortcut. We went for 2 hours and 26 minutes. Yeah, so yeah, we also took about half an hour off. We burned just under 1,000 calories. And yeah, we kicked some butt today. So I hope you got a lot done on your project or whatever you were working on while you were listening. Hope you enjoyed. I love doing these and I love having you here to chat with. It means a lot. The responses make me feel heard, and I hope that your comments make me feel heard, and I hope my responses to your comments make you feel heard, and let's keep it going. Congratulations again to Lisa. You're the best. You're one of 2 Lisas I have in my life, and you're just as awesome as the other one. And we'll talk again soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Come here. Come say bye. Oh, my knees. Whoa. Ouch. I'm hungry and I'm sore. How are you feeling? I love you. Oh my gosh. Can I have kisses? Can I have a kiss, please? Apollo. Please. Please. Kiss. Hey. You're gonna kiss me. Mwah. Get out of here, you little brat. Okay, bye.